ecstasy with a can of peanuts. Like what the fuck? Gave so much for these dreams, most people think I must be nuts. This life I got ain't luck. Can be what you wanna be, do what you wanna do.
See if we can win in a city where they sinning. I cannot always be friendly. I got so much energy, no reason for pretending. Doing this for centuries, fuck bad vibes that you sending. I cannot have sympathy, your mind settled on quitting. Not trying to make no enemies, you hate to see me winning. You say that I'm too pretty, I'm the head of this committee. Should be dead, my luck used to always be so shitty.
I wasn't out here trying to be a fucking pimp, but while I'm out here trying to see a fucking win. I wasn't out here trying to be a fucking pimp, but while I'm out here trying to see a fucking win. I wasn't out.
Facts and fuckery.
Fuckery.
With the beautiful Freckles.
What's that?
Yeah. Tell them about yourself, your model, rapper.
So, I go by the name of Freckles for my music with a PH and a $sign. I rap and sing, but also I am an internationally signed model.
Yes.
By the name of Amanda Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're interested in checking out my modeling work, you can look me up at Amanda Photogenics. Or if you want to check out my music, at Freckles Music, Phreckles MUZIK.
That's what's up.
I'm also a single mom, so there's that. It's a
Oh,
full
okay.
other
So
job.
you do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Oh, everything's a full-time job.
Everything's a full-time job, man. I literally just have to take it one day at a time.
So basically, we got the whole abortion issue.
Yeah.
And yeah, to some it's an issue.
Well, it's a huge debate that's happening right
Yeah.
now between people who think that it's, a terrible thing, and people who think that women should be able to choose for themselves.
Yeah. And
Well said.
you're a survivor of an abortion?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so just gotta make sure that so your mother attempted to have an abortion.
No.
Okay.
Okay. I had an abortion myself.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Okay.
I thought that was what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I just had to clarify. I was clarifying.
No,
I
I had an abortion myself.
Okay. So I know this will appear random, but you ever watch Dawson's Creek?
Not really.
Okay. So
busy there.
No?
That shit.
You didn't this much.
I know.
So one of the stars of Dawson Creek, Busy Phillips.
No.
She's a New York Times bestselling author. She has her own talk show now and all these things.
So she's important.
She's important. She sat with Congress 2 days ago.
Same 15-year-old in Arizona today. Legally, I would have to get parental consent. I would be forced to undergo a medically unnecessary ultrasound, go to a state-mandated in-person counseling session designed solely to shame me into changing my mind, and then take a state-mandated 24-hour timeout to make sure I really know what I wanted. And finally, I would be forced to give the state a reason why. Well, here is mine. It is my body, not the state's. Women and their doctors are the ones that are in the best position to make informed decisions about what is best for them, no one else. Since I shared my...
She said that an abortion should be considered only important to a woman and her doctor, and the state has no control over her body. Is that something that you agree with, or?
I think that there are a ton of situations where a woman may feel that an abortion is the only option for her, or even, health-wise, it may actually, in reality, be like the only solution for her. Sometimes you have women who will literally die if they try to give birth. Like their body is not equipped to have it, to have babies, you know? And I think that every woman's situation is different. And I think that it's one of those things where, like, unless you've been in the situation, like, you can't really understand what that woman is going through.
Exactly.
Me personally, I have an 11-year-old daughter, and I was very against abortion because I was bullied in school, and then I got into an abusive relationship with her father. And at that time, my self-esteem and self-worth and, just willingness to live, to be in all honesty, was like basically non-existent. And I knew that if I had killed my baby, it would be like the last straw for me, and I wouldn't be able to live with myself. So I had my daughter. Fast forward, I want to say like 9 years, 8 years, 9 years. I was being responsible. I was taking birth control, and I think another thing that's like really important to understand is there's not any form of birth control that's absolutely 100% effective. And I think that a lot of the pro-life people fail to understand that fact as well. You have lots of forms of birth control, but they're 99.9% effective at most. So there's still that 0.1% where, you know, you might end up pregnant.
Exactly.
And for me, I was one of those cases.
Oh, wow.
But the thing for me was that my birth control that I was taking, I was taking the shot, and the side effects for it are loss of period and weight gain.
Oh, wow.
So not only was I a survivor of abortion, but I wasn't aware of my pregnancy until I was like 15 weeks. And most clinics won't do an abortion that late. So I had to go out of my way to find a special place that would do an abortion for me at 16 weeks. It was a very hard decision. I have, like I said, my 11-year-old daughter. I had her when I was 19. Pregnant at 19, had her at 20. And for the first 3 years of her life, we lived in Pomona on welfare and food stamps. It was very rough out there, but at the time, as a single mom, straight out of an abusive relationship, I had a very rocky relationship with my family, so I wasn't able to stay with them at the time, and I didn't really have the income to move to, say, Los Angeles or a safe neighborhood. So there were nights when my daughter was a baby where things would get loud outside, and I'm talking like from gunshots to like the neighbor upstairs. Every time she got in a fight with her boyfriend, she would throw TVs through the window, and she's up and across from me, and I'm down below, so my bed is by the window. So I'm taking my baby, putting her on the floor, and whispering to the police on the phone, because I'm concerned of our safety. So with that being said, I know what it's like to struggle to have a baby on your own. I was very lucky to sign a modeling contract, and I was able to travel all over the world as a model, and support my daughter that way. But not every woman who finds herself in a situation as a single mom is able to have that kind of blessing. So with that being said, here I am in this situation where I'm pregnant, and I got my daughter and myself off of welfare and food stamps and out of the hood, but my career depends completely on my body.
You model and you have to look good and take care of yourself in order to make money.
Could I support myself, without that right now? I mean, it's difficult. I've never had a roommate because it's very hard for me to trust bringing another person into my daughter and my home.
Definitely.
So I've always lived, it's just been me and my daughter. I'm sure there could have possibly been other options if I wanted to have a child, but being someone who literally built myself from having nothing, and being in danger, and being every day looking over my shoulder and just having to protect my daughter, to being given this opportunity to give my daughter a chance at life. I mean, a little bit of history on her father. He lives in a 4-generation mobile home park.
Oh, wow.
So she shares a room with her grandmother, and I've always known since I was pregnant that if my daughter wanted to go to college.
Are you gonna get us there? Cause you sure left Mom alone in Compton.
Hey, she left herself alone.
What does that mean? We gotta go a little faster. This car ain't stopping. not go as a celebrity.
Listen, man.
Huh?
Listen, man.
What?
Where did he
come from?
I'm trying to teach you how to be a player, man.
Bro. Dad.
This your dad?
Yeah, this is my dad.
You got a dad?
You can't see the lights?
Yes, I do.
Motherfucker.
I got a dad. I didn't think I had one. And this nigga came.
Cameraman.
He was been here the whole time. He just never said nothing.
Bitch.
It was up to me. And I was in this situation where I was being responsible.
Would you say that the father didn't really have? I mean, I would ask if do you think the father should have a say, but it seems like he was like non-existent.
Okay, so that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
As far as the father's concerned, because I was bullied, because, you know, I was in an abusive relationship, you know, I have struggled over the years, and I'm still working on it, of finding partners who are able to love me the way I deserve to be loved.
Gotcha.
You know, I for a long time found myself with men who used me, lived off of me, mentally abusive, emotionally abusive, controlling. This particular person who I was pregnant by was someone who told me he would be there when I moved, because I moved from one apartment to the other, and I set it around his schedule, and he didn't show up. He didn't show up to the abortion.
Yeah.
He stole my car one time to like go see another chick or whatever, you know. So it's like obviously not someone who I saw.
So just to respond to what you're saying, so you feel like if you found someone that like supported you, you know, showed you love the right way, then they should have a choice. Or is it solely, you think that's solely the woman's choice?
And that's an interesting perspective, yeah. I think that it's hard to say, man.
Yeah. It's a tough question.
That's a really tough question. You know?
We can come back to it or something.
I think honestly, my opinion on abortions is that it's 100% situational.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, like I said earlier,
so there's no right way to.
That's actually really good.
There's no right way to
no
fit
right
it.
answer.
There's no right way to fit it.
It's one of those things where, like I said, unless you're in it, like you don't know. And another thing with my abortion is, you know, because of all my history of like overcoming hardship. Let's put it like that. I struggled with drug and alcohol abuse.
Yeah.
So early in the pregnancy, I was abusing cocaine. You know, I don't know what kind of baby was in there. You know, and God forbid, you know, I decide to have the baby, I throw away my career, I move like me and my daughter back to the hood so I could raise this baby because I'm so against abortion, you know, throw away everything basically. Like now I might have a baby with like one leg and like half an arm, you know, I don't know.
If I could pop out a starfish.
But I do want to say, like, something that's really important to add is, like, a lot of people think that it's just so easy to go get an abortion. And for me, that was absolutely not the case. Mm-hmm. It was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to walk through. After the abortion, I was in a lot of pain, physically, emotionally, mentally. It took me a long time to be able to look at myself in the mirror and not start sobbing hysterically. Yeah. People are very quick to throw their opinions on what they think a woman should do, not understanding the effects that a woman making this decision, like the effects that it has on that woman. I couldn't be by myself. Just before I had the baby, or I had the abortion, I guess it's both, you know, if you think about it. I did have the baby and I did have the abortion. Yeah. Sadly. Just before I had the abortion, I was trying to get sober. Okay. And after the abortion, you know, I had a relapse because it was just like mental hell. Because I was a person who strongly believed that abortion was wrong. And when I was in the situation,
It
you know,
changed.
it changed.
Wow.
And you know, I also am a firm believer that every experience that we go through in life, and what helps me when I'm going through a hard experience now, is the knowledge that, you know, my pain and my experience can one day help someone else who's experiencing a similar pain. And you know, for a long time I was the type of person who was going to go to the grave with the fact that I had 2 arrests. I had it completely expunged off my record. I would have never told anyone that I had an abortion, but now I see that, you know, talking about these things opens up a space for someone else to feel safe talking about it as well.
Yeah, inspiring. That really just
So
keep pushing.
Yeah, and there's probably someone that has some of the same feelings. And,
Yeah,
you know,
well,
they might have, or they might not have actually done it yet, and they might be thinking about doing it, and they don't understand how.
well, what's interesting about this particular situation is I had my abortion, and a week later, one of my friends called me and told me that she was pregnant and she was thinking about getting an abortion. And because I had just gone through this experience myself, I was able to navigate my experience with her, like how I was able to talk to her about it and understand her and relate to her completely different than if I hadn't had this experience. So I think that like a lot of times we're given these struggles in life in order to like equip us to help other people.
It's definitely shedded some light because it is situational. Because my son's mom, she was gonna have we were gonna have twins at the time. We're together, and the eggs were caught in the fallopian tubes.
Yeah.
So she would have died. So
So
there's
that's
no
an
option.
ectopic pregnancy, correct?
Yeah.
So I now have a copper IUD, which is a device that they put inside of you to like block off your uterus. But if I were to get pregnant today, it would be an ectopic pregnancy.
Oh, just by default. It's just,
I'm pretty sure it's by default, yeah.
oh, that's
And it's a high risk for ectopic pregnancy. Again, it's 99.9%, but
okay.
we still have this 0.1%. And what about that 0.1%?
Yeah.
You know, people are so quick to point the finger and condemn people, but until you're in that situation, I really don't think that it's anybody's place to tell other people what to do.
What do you think about the women who, like Busy Phillips? I mean, she has like thousands of fans and a huge following, and she's, like you said, it's situational, and that's understandable, but she's making it to where it doesn't matter. Like, she says she doesn't have to even explain a why. It's her body, and she can do what she wants. And to me, that's kind of like what's going on here is that it's not that you have to justify yourself, but it's like you should be doing this. It seems like with you thought about it, you kind of weighed the opportunities of good and bad, and it wasn't easy for you. It seemed like with her, it's just whack it.
Well, here's the thing too. You do have women who go and have 3, 4, 5 abortions.
Yeah.
Who are completely irresponsible.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't think that's cute.
Yeah.
But is it my place as a human being who has made tons of mistakes in life, all over the fucking place, to point my finger at that person and say they're wrong? It's really not.
Yeah.
You know, and if we're talking about a woman who is so irresponsible that she can't even, you know, take care of herself or take care of her body, or God forbid that woman brings another human being into the world.
I feel you.
You know?
I feel like, there should be some kind of thought process behind it. Because some people will listen to it and they'll just say, well, Busy Phillips did it, and she's fine, and she's not to say, and she's making an example for a bad pattern to be set for people to just fall in. Like, it's kind of crazy having so much power and being able to sway people's perception without having doing much.
It seems like this is going to be like an issue in America forever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's going to be any right answer, like, ever figured out. I think people are always going to argue it over debate over it.
Yeah.
It's such a hard topic.
There's a lot of topics like that, though.
Yeah.
Like politics, religion.
Oh yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, though, it's not my place to tell you what your religious beliefs should be. It's not.
last 2 shows we've been addressing abortion, you know, and the topics that we got going on in America. They trying to ban abortion. They got all these bills they working on. It's a lot of old white men with gray beards. Maybe they don't got gray beards, but you get my point. Deciding on something that they'll never experience. You know, they'll never have a fucking baby come through their stomach. And if they do, they're fucking disgusting. But I'm sure they're fucking disgusting either way. This guest was very different than our first guest, but we applaud both women. This guest has actually been through the situation herself, so we learned a lot of things today. And the takeaway, I think we learned that there is no fucking solution. We're not doomed, but I think we gotta ask ourselves in every situation, in any problem that we have going on in our lives, what would Jesus do? You know what I'm saying? And if we like really think about that answer, what's good for us? Because everybody's situation is different. There's no one fucking right answer, one wrong answer. Everybody's right in their own way. Some people are wrong in their own way. So what I'm telling y'all is, love yourself and try to love others too. And stop fucking judging people, you know what I mean? Even me, I judge people too. I'd be like, oh, she's ugly as hell. She might be really beautiful to somebody. Somebody be like, yo, that's my Beyonce right there. That's my babe. But to me, she's ugly as fuck. I don't have to tell you that. I can just judge you in my head. You feel me? So what I'm saying is, I'm probably not really going nowhere for some people. You know, just try to be better. Work on being better. Let's all be better. Let's try to fucking love one another. Because love conquers everything. You know what I'm saying? Unconditional love. Stop having too much sex. Then you probably won't have to think about abortion. We out.